Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.
Yeah, we'll have to fight 2 minutes. Then we're going to ask you, wait for the mistake. I'm going to ask you, how do what you do in your lifetime to eradicate that? I'm trying to be like, how do you start now? Go ahead. Start now.
All right, bet. You want to go? You want to do the countdown?
Count down to the 4, yeah.
All right.
I mean, Tony start recording. Do the intro so I can ask you the question.
All right, cool. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to the Ybm Podcast. I'm your host, Big Homie Smiles, and this is
Big Homie Mike.
And we got our good men behind the wall, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is another lit podcast. You feel me? We got some good questions on the roster, and we got some people that's gonna step up and give their perspective of the question. Mike, did you want to ask the question?
I definitely do, man. I got John of the group for real, man. That my man, Big Homie Bill, man. I really want to know, Big brother, man, how you doing? I'm doing good. How everybody doing up there?
Eric?
No, that's what's up. Man, my question is, man, what was something what were some things you were predisposed to in your childhood that may have led to your losing your mindset?
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? I really wasn't exposed to nothing as a child, because besides my father and mother like fights all the time, I didn't really look at that as serious. Even when they split, I didn't take that as serious. But I was put out in the street, and a nasty kid, I was on the streets all the time. So I started seeing things that older guys were getting, and I would like it. So I started hanging around them at a young age. And hanging around them, it just brought me into violent words. Like all the things that they say, man, when we want something, we take it. We don't ask, we take. And that started like my rampage of doing what I want to do. I entered the drug world like 12, 17. And then I was raised by nothing but killers. It was killers. And in doing that, I was in the streets. I had to say more. That's why I'm here now.
Okay. I mean, even hearing what you're saying, like you said, even when you're predisposed to nothing as a kid, besides your mother and father fighting, that's an influence right there. You know, that may have been something that you said you ain't see nothing wrong with it. That normalized fighting in your mind. It could have been, but let me ask you this. How did you get rid of that mindset, that even your mindset, like breaking law, whatever things you were doing?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't think that you ever can get rid of it, but I think you get to a place in your mind where you know that's not the way to go. So you try to find a way of normalcy that the rest of the world is living on. So the thing is doing right over and over and over again. Because when I came in here in the 90s, it was nothing but bloodshed. People, it wasn't just inmates killing each other. It was cars getting smashed as well. They had this as one of the most dangerous jails in the 90s. They used to call it the killing field. So what happened is I got exposed to men doing the right thing. I started hanging with them, and I seen something in my daughter, and I seen in me, and I was like, no, that can't happen. So when I seen that in her, I had to change myself so I can help make sure she don't turn out like I was. She had that same attitude, that same flare of evilness, same she was doing. So I had to change myself so she don't wind up being like me. But a lot of times in here, he was going two directions.
Nobody want to hear what a black got to say.
They go to the right. Or people, they stay going to the left because they feel ain't nothing wrong with them, so they stay going that way. In my life, I just say, man, I gotta do better for my child, my children, and I'm gonna try it the right way one time. I never went right. My whole life, I always went left. So I took that right one time, and crazy thing is, everything started happening to me right. I found religion back again. A lot of people that wasn't in my life started being in my life. And now I have my parents in my life, all my kids, and all my grandkids. And that's only reason because I was able, strong enough, and brave enough to take a chance to do the right thing. It shouldn't be a hard decision, but when you so used to doing the wrong thing, that's your right, that's your normal.
Nah, for real, man, I definitely got to agree with that. To a certain extent, I definitely do feel like from experience, it's not even that we are afraid to do right. At least for me, it was more so I don't know nothing else. Like this is what I'm exposed to. This is what I grew up at. That's like Tarzan. He ain't know he was a human. Grew up in the jungle. He was raised by apes. So when you saw other humans doing things, it was abnormal though. And that's exactly what I gotta relate to building that, man. But I love walking up the street, I enjoy being around Bill, always giving pointers and telling that man how we could be a better person, get rid of that mindset. But Miles?
What I want to know is when you get around other people who may not have come to the realization that they have the power and the ability to redirect those bad decisions, how do you handle not reverting back to the old you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. When I finally took that step to do right, it just was right. Never try to pass shoes and so you put your feet in there and you say, wow, these the ones. I only got to try enough for them. These the ones I want. That's how it was for me when I started doing right. I started taking that path when I started walking in dude channels of the dude that was doing right that whole thing. A guy named Jeffrey had, a dude named Brother Charles. There's so many names that was doing right that I started emulating them. When I started emulating them, I started trying that shit. It just fit for me. So now there's no going back to that mindset. Even though it's still nothing in the back of my brain, somewhere my cousin, it can't take over no more. It's not able to take over. So at one time, I never had control over it. I know it can sound crazy by the most people, but that's bad. The slightest thing could set me off, and I'm off. Enough from on top. I got my brother Ramo here. He witnessed sometimes where I might use it and I go off with some other people. But I got better, man, where I don't have to do that no more. First of all, I ran for people to see me. At one time, I wanted people to see me as a bad dude that didn't take no trash. Now I want people to see me as the good man that does good by all others. So that means more to me than anything.
It smiles, man. And, I mean, for real though, in the top of the he said, "This is Lord," but what I be feeling like, man, especially as we as well following and build footsteps, like you said, man, you get those shoes on and get well. Now, you know you changed, right? But other people, they never see you the way you see yourself, like in the interview, right? So a lot of times, when somebody may know you for growing up, trying to see whatever, man, trying to fight, swinging that knife, they're going to touch you. It may not be them per se, the same people, but your reputation sometimes perceives you and have a negative effect. So sometimes if you change, I mean, preference. If you be able to say, man, I'm gonna pass this test from the officers flaming that shit, you look at dude trying to talk to you all types of wild ways, dude trying you, you know you got a lot to live for, you got stuff going on, and it's like you got a fire, so I'm not going back to that. It's so easy to just crash out. It's so easy. So that's the hard part of all this. So let me see what Ramo got to say though, man. Ramo, same question, bro. Same question, man. Well, what was some things you would feel exposed to like an influence and style and they had said or added to your beating mindset?
That ain't my hoe, nigga, that's a side bitch. You got him up?
Yeah, I would say definitely music, definitely TV, definitely movies. Because to me, it's real simple. America provides you with the entertainment that you like, right? Whatever like floats your boat. You know, you like love stories, you like violence, stuff like that. You know, and boys and girls are socialized in different ways. Like you got certain type of roles and stuff that we adapt to, right? You can tell if girls supposed to like pink, boys supposed to like red, stuff like that, right? You know, girls play with Barbie dolls, boys play with G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe's got guns. They fighting for their country. But then you got other types of soldiers, right? You know, they fighting for their neighborhood. You know, drug dealers and stuff like that. You know, sometimes these type of people become our role models. You know, we may find ourselves wanting to be like them, trying to fit in. You know, because when you're young, you try to be cool, you know. So you want to be like the cool kid, you know. The dudes and stuff, because you get all the girls and stuff like that, the ones that everybody likes. You put more stop into that. You're getting ourselves, you know, we want to be somebody else. Right? Because me, I just take that as a part of growing up, looking back on it in hindsight, you know.
I like that. Now, my question to you, Ramo. Oh, go ahead. Now, could you explain how somebody continues to have a changed mindset?
Well, what you feed into your mind is what comes out of it, right? You know, so it's like it's a lot of things for us to give our. There's a lot of ways for us to educate ourselves. You know, we can educate ourselves in a productive way, and we can educate ourselves in a constructive way, right? So it's choose what path you want to choose. The right hand path or the left hand path, if you want to call it like that. But whatever path that you choose comes with consequences. You know, we can say rewards or punishments, right? So if you choose a path where you cause discomfort or you disrupt it to other people, you reap what you sow, right? And what you reap ain't always the same thing you gave it. It could be much more worse than that, you know, for you, right? So I say this going forward, you know, people gotta watch out what it is that they allow into themselves, right? If you want to put out the best, you gotta let the best in. But then if you let the worst in, you know, you can transform what's worse into good. And I mean, you know, that's a process that you gotta be determined. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that's the way I live my life now. You know, I educate myself in different various ways. You know, I expose myself to a lot of different, instead of being one track mind, you know, and I open myself up to other ideas, you know, because the world is put in one particular culture or just one state of being, you know.
Right. No, that's a fact. Lil Mike, what was the second question that you had after the first one?
Oh my, I go. How did you eradicate that mindset? Like, what was the process? Well, you know, what was that point you made to change? How you maintain it?
Well, I say real easy. The day I got arrested, right, for this crime, I would say is the most sobering day of my life. I mean, it's like I realized party time was over like instant, right? Like all the time I ever was high, whatever, I just realized, you know, but it's been a long road to get to where I am now, right? But I say that's where it began. Like what I mean in like this type of sobriety is because now I get to look at myself, right? You can take account of myself. What do I like about myself? What type of person am I really? You know what I mean? And obviously, I want myself up until that point. But now I get to do what I can do to be better, you know? And I can't really give out one particular message other than like 30 yourself. Be unto others as you would have like unto you.
Hey, Smile.
Yo,
What's your opinion on it, man? Like, how do you feel? Or what do you think about what you hearing from these two individuals?
I believe that they're making valid points. When you think about deviant behaviors, that's something that is not of norm or normality. So when you think of doing things that you're not supposed to do, when you're trying to correct it, you got to correct those deviant traits and deviant behaviors. Like Bruh said, although a lot of times those traits never leave you, but you can reroute them by doing more positive things. That way it suppresses those deviant behaviors to where you don't even want to want to do it or act on it. So it really comes down to having a lot of emotional intelligence.
Now that's low. And I really be feeling like just diving deeper in for a bit. A lot of times I truly believe we don't pay attention to our emphasis enough, right? Because when you think about history, everybody always saying it's a piece of itself. It does. You know, think about the things that's open 24/7. Hospitals, convenience stores, and prisons. They know it's people, oh yeah, funeral home. You know, you can always go visit the grave site. Always. You always somebody gonna get hurt. And the prison doors is always walking front. And it's like you don't even realize or pay attention enough on a micro scale of what we influence by. And that's why I asked about the question about pre-exposed. What is it way right now you can stop exposing these things to like our youth, ourselves, to our culture? And I'm asking you right now, like, what is something I'll do right now, Smile, that people don't even take heed to or pay attention long enough, like, dang, I'm moving this way because of this. See, like, I'm looking at the Checkers commercials, right? They got girls wearing sticky clothes, playing a huge old gangster beat, boom, 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 boom. Just for a cheeseburger.
Right.
You influencing me now to think that sex is associated with breaking greasy food and hip hop. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's small things like that that's influencing us as our culture. You know, you see a Cracker Barrel commercial. You don't have Cracker Barrel commercials. These don't play in our area because we will never be influenced to eat that. They don't want us to eat that.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, I've actually seen Cracker Barrel commercials, but I mean, it's not really a lot. You don't see it a lot. I think the biggest way to change the mindset of the youth, I mean, we said it before, but I'll reiterate it. I think it starts with the music. The music is a big impact on how young people view right and wrong when it comes to deviant behaviors, and that is regarding the streets. For example, you know, you have this situation going on with Young Thug and Woody and YFN Lucci and Rollo. You know what I mean? All of it is because all of it is because of deviant behaviors, and because of those deviant behaviors went unchecked. Now, you know, you have people trying to justify or create make something right that is wrong, you know, and that's what happens when you're deviant. You try to make something right when it's wrong. So I mean, it really just boils down to you as an individual, because the world will never be on one accord until God really, you know, comes back. But you can start with your individual self, and then those around you could, you know, that it could translate to those around you.
Now, I definitely agree with that. But to add to that, I truly believe that our culture in particular is immaturity is heavily embedded to our culture, right? Because like you say, instead of us correcting the behavior, we make excuses for it. That's like somebody doing something wrong, and you tell them, "Oh no, I wasn't going to do that. I know what to do." Why can't we just say, "Oh dang, my bad. I got thanks for helping." So now that happens. Like the child sees that, they grow up, teach their children that. You know, like you don't. No one when the brand said
Yeah.
telling me about, oh, go shoot somebody, killing, it's influence. You know, the music, the girls, the way how they dress, everything. It's influence. And then that becoming better in our brain, the way how we think. It's how we feel and the way how we.
Yo, that's
Hey,
crazy.
if it's not a drop out of control, you know, I'm gonna give you, make you right back, you know.
All right,
You have
bet.
60 seconds remaining.
All right, we want to thank y'all for tuning into the YBM Podcast, man. This, I'm your girl, Big Homie Smiles, and this is.
Man, it's your host, man, Big Homie Mike, alongside the good man, Bill and Ramo. We always appreciate y'all, man.
We appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We'll see y'all next week. You
You
feel
have
me?
30 seconds remaining.
All right, hit me back.
Man, stay tuned for the next episode, man.
All right.
All right.
Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.